Hello, folks, and welcome back to Wreck and Rule. My name is Brian, and today I'm pretty excited to show you something that I've been working on here and there for about the past half of a year. And when I do say here and there, I do really mean that. So this is not something where I've been able to spend hours and hours and hours every week testing and developing and fine-tuning. This is something where I've thought about this a lot while driving to and from work. I've been able to test it a little bit on my lunch breaks. When I don't have too much grading or planning at night, I'm able to kind of work on coming up with ideas for abilities and things like that. So part of what I'm hoping to do is kind of like release this to you to also solicit some feedback from you. And I'll have a link in the video description where you're able to give that. I'm going to also have at least one prize, but maybe more, I'll give to people who are able to give that feedback, randomly drawn. I can't give something to everybody, but I'll have at least one thing and maybe more if I can get a lot of feedback too. The other thing that I'll have in the description as well is going to be a link where you guys can download these character cards, which are new. These are not the standard Predacons. I've tried to kind of beef them up a little bit compared to their official versions. These are not meant to be played in any type of constructed way by a human player. They're probably too strong for 5 or 6 stars. Yeah, Razor Claw definitely because of his ability. So yeah, these are not meant to be played, against somebody. They're meant to be played against as the AI. You're going to also have the scenario kind of guidelines and rules that will also be there. And then on the back, you're meant to kind of double sleeve that with the actual combined form of Predacon as well. And then you're going to also have the AI behavior cards, which are going to tell you, when it is the AI's turn, which card to, or which character to activate and kind of what to do with them after that. So all of that will be available to you. I do want to also give a disclaimer. I do not own Transformers. I did not make the art. So the art assets, I believe, are either from the comics or from the old Transformers Legends mobile game. I did want to use different art than the official ones to make them kind of a little bit distinct and stand out. If you notice, the Predacons that I'm using are the same size as a regular character, just because I like the fact that they feel a little bit beefier that way, that they don't feel like a little scrawny, tiny, small character out there. At some point, I will make available printable versions of these guys that are typical battle card or small character size in case you want to have them take up a little bit less space on the table, if that's what you like to do. Trying to think anything else I need to tell you before I get started. I guess one more thing. So this is definitely a work in progress and a test run and a proof of concept in a couple of different ways. You're going to notice that, when I show you a couple of things here, or even like some of the characters, or even the exact wording on the AI behavior, that the version that you'll be able to print is going to be slightly different in some cases. The reason why is I've been making a couple of tweaks or kind of clarifications as I've been trying this more and more. So I just haven't had time to kind of like get these printed in the updated versions yet. So you definitely do not want to get these professionally printed because it's going to probably go through a few more tweaks as well. The other thing is that this is a very simple scenario. It's quite simply like your goal is to KO all the Predacons, and then obviously Predacon himself counts as that if he's able to combine, or you get KO'd, right? I think that a lot more can be done with this system, and I intend to try to start to work on that once I kind of feel happy with where this is at. As a quick example, and I guess my comparison I keep making is I keep thinking about Marvel Champions and the Lord of the Rings LCGs by Fantasy Flight Games. And in the kind of like initial articles I wrote about this idea, I like the fact that both of those games, they have one win condition. So Lord of the Rings, you have to quest till you get to the final stage of that quest. Marvel LCG, you have to defeat the villain in all of its different stages. But there are multiple ways that you can lose. For each of those games, you can lose if all of your characters are defeated. You can also lose essentially if the threat becomes too high, right? And that's for both of those games. They use a little bit different systems, but that's basically how it goes. So I would like to introduce that to here. The example I keep kind of giving is, with the Combaticons, maybe your win condition is that you need to defeat them, but they can win by either defeating you or if they're able to maybe stockpile enough weapons. So maybe they have either character effects or AI effects, or they have maybe custom battle cards that allow them to KO weapons, either from their deck or from your deck, or maybe from both. And if they reach a certain number, like that also triggers a loss as well. I also think that the AI behavior deck can do a lot more than just tell you which character to activate for the AI. I think it could cause other effects. You could maybe untap a character. I sort of want to also develop like a boss type of system. So I would love to throw down against, say, Overlord, right? But with Overlord, you've got one character, and maybe you could split it up into 2 character cards with his tank and his plane modes, or maybe you keep it as 1 card. Like I'm not quite sure how I want to kind of tackle that yet, but in that type of situation, in order to balance the fact that you've got one AI character that you are fighting against with a team of characters, I think that the AI behavior deck is going to do work to help out with that. Anyway, at this point, I'm kind of rambling. So a couple of things I want to show you. So let me begin by giving you the rules of the scenario. Again, this is going to be a little bit different than the final version here. So number 1, you can only have Autobots on your starting team. And that includes, if you do Titan Masters, their heads as well. So I did that to kind of balance things out. A lot of the more degenerate things in Wave 5 are Decepticons, so it's maybe trying to make it so it's a little bit harder to cheese this scenario. Beyond that, before you play, you want to shuffle the AI deck, which is over there. And then also, anytime that the Predacons are all tapped and that they untap, you would shuffle that as well before either the human player or the AI player ends up taking their turn. If at any point you draw an AI behavior card that you can't play, so maybe if you have an effect that taps Dive Bomb, right? And if you draw him and it tells you to activate him, then you would just draw another card and activate that character instead. Your win condition is that you need to KO all of the Predacon characters, and you can't use Daring Escape as the alternative win condition, so no Daring Escape. The Predacons have hunt tokens, and this is a little bit similar in some ways to the tower for the Constructicons. So the idea is that they gain hunt tokens. They get 1 token if a Predacon survives an attack by an Autobot. They get another token if the Predacon battle deck, so not the AI deck, the battle deck, if it is reshuffled at any point. There are a number of different bold effects, so hopefully that will get through there. Plus there's 5 characters. With all of the attacks that they're doing, the defending that they're doing, that should happen. You add 2 tokens instead if a Predacon gets KO'd. You add 2 tokens as well if an Autobot is KO'd by a Predacon. And I'm going to clarify the wording, that is while battling. So you need to be defending or attacking when that KO happens. If it's done through a battle card, like maybe like Magnetic Dysfunction Ray, or maybe you self-sacrifice your own character. As of right now, I'm thinking that that's not going to add 2, but that could potentially change as we do more testing. Now, as you get more tokens, between 0 to 6, there is no effect. When you have 7, 8, or 9 tokens, then the AI, when they take their turn, is going to typically reveal and play 1 battle card from their deck. But when they get to 7 to 9, it's going to be 2. That's going to also count when they become Predaking as well. When they have 10 tokens, then they form Predaking on the next AI turn. Yeah, and that's it. So let's give this a shot. Kind of bear with me. I'm standing behind a tripod, and I'm trying not to bump into it, so I might be a little bit kind of awkward and slow as I'm doing stuff here. All right, so I'll put those there. That's for tracking my hunt tokens. I'll try to get that onto the camera. Here we go. So if you are still listening, thank you for sticking around. So like normal, you're going to draw your 3 cards, and then because the Autobot player is first player, you're going to draw another one. The Predacon, the AI character, does not have a hand, so you don't want to take any type of cards. in your own deck that are going to cause you to look at an opponent's hand because they don't have one. So for the heck of it, let's see what we have here. And my focus is not great. I'm still figuring out how to make this work when I'm filming solo, and I don't have Joe's technical know-how. So those are my options, but I can't play any yet anyway, so I'll put that there for now. So on my first turn, I can flip a character and I can attack. Let's go with, I'm going to flip Prowl. And looking here, you need to go for Headstrong first because he has Brave. Beyond that, he also has Safeguard 3. So unless you have a way to ping him before you attack without using a battle card, your limit is going to be 3 damage to him. So we will tap Prowl. We're targeting Headstrong, and we flip 1. We flip 2 for a total of 6 attack. Headstrong is going to defend. He's going to flip 1. Not great. And he's going to flip 2. So I have 6, and then he is blocking for 5. So only 1 damage onto Headstrong once I find it. Okay, it's not easy to see, but okay. I'll verbally update you with that. Green cards, they are not able to play. I have considered, if this ends up being too easy, that if a green card is flipped, that the character either attacking or defending for the AI will automatically equip it, but I'm not having that take effect yet. So here, these will go over to the scrap for the AI player. These will go over to the scrap for me. Sorry, I know you can't see everything here. And then beyond that, because Headstrong survived that attack, the Predacons get 1 hunt token there. So here for the AI, I forget whether or not I shuffled after I showed you the AI card. So let me shuffle. I do recommend using different sleeves for the AI cards, for the Autobot battle deck, and for the Predacon battle deck because you're flipping a lot of cards and you don't want to mix them up. All right, so Predacon turn, AI turn. First thing you do is you draw and you reveal the AI card. So we're going to be activating Tantrum. So if you take a note here, let me try to focus. Top bullet, you do these in order. The final version of this is going to be numbered, but the version that you're going to have first access to is not numbered yet. I need to kind of work on the text formatting. We'll get there. One other thing is that when you see this, it's going to reference only flipping into bot mode. But I found that during testing, it's a little bit more interesting if they can also flip back. So again, the idea is if this is the first Predacon character to activate, you do all of these things, okay? So first thing I do with Tantrum is I'm going to flip him to his bot mode. Now Tantrum in bot mode has no effect until he has 4 or more damage tokens on him. Beyond that, he also has Revenge, but he's not close to death yet. Revenge, by the way, is if he dies. When he dies, that effect will trigger. Next thing is if the AI has not yet revealed a battle card this turn, reveal 1 and play it, and then you do that on Tantrum if it is applicable. So if it's a weapon, armor, etc., goes on the Tantrum. If it's granting a character like leap into battle +3, goes on a Tantrum. So we reveal. We have Power Punch, so that's going to go onto Tantrum. And then the other thing too is down bottom, it's going to show you his targeting priority. So in this case, for Tantrum, he's first going to try to go for the last enemy to attack. Now, in general, his only valid target is going to be Prowl anyway, so this doesn't make a huge difference. However, Razor Claw is able to attack untapped enemies, so he is able to kind of target anybody in both modes. And then Rampage, when he is in his alt mode, also has that ability. So it is important to kind of take note and pay attention for that. So in this case, he goes for the last enemy to attack, and there's only ever going to be one, enemy that he's going to be able to target for that. But beyond that, he'll go for the highest attack value, right? Let's pretend that that was first, and if there were more than one character he could go for, at that point he's going to try for the next thing. He's going to go for the character with the lowest health. So like you go for the first one. If there's a clear target, you go for that. If it's kind of tied, then you go for the second option. If it's tied, go for the third option. If there's still not a clear target, you just roll a die, randomly figure it out. Okay, so Tantrum is set to go. Tantrum only has one valid target, and that is Prowl. So he's going to flip 1, 2, and he's got bolt 3 from Power Punch 1, 2, 3. So he's got 3 base, and then he's got 4, 5, 6, and then he also has Pierce 1, 2, 3. So 6, Pierce 3. Prowl is going to flip for his defense. So 6 Pierce 3 versus 3. So either way, Prowl is going to take 3. Okay. And from here, these will get scrapped. And Power Punch also goes away at the end. And from here, it's back to me. So first thing I do is I draw a card. Okay, so I'm able to do kind of whatever I want here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let me flip tracks. And I am also going to, we're going to play, well, sorry, I'm rusty. I've not actually played for real in a while. Let's Power Punch on the tracks. We'll use Wheeljack's ability, upgraded a car. I can draw a card and then scrap a card from my hand. For now, we'll scrap Peace Through Tyranny. And then from there, we're going to flip tracks over. We are going to play Fight for Position onto tracks. And tracks is going to go after Tantrum. He's the only battle target. Trax's ability is when he attacks, do 1 damage to an enemy that is not a car or a plane. Since Tantrum is a robot, we'll do a damage to him with that. See if we can take him out. So Trax is going to be attacking, and he's going to have Bull 5. So we flip 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We hit a white pip. And then 6, 7. Okay, so we have 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll count the Pierce if we need to, but it probably won't make a difference. Tantrum defending, we flip 1, and we flip 2. So he defends for 4. I believe I said 11 for tracks. Let me double check. 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We block for 4. So Tantrum is going to take 7. So he is going to be at 8 damage on him total. And then because he survived the attack, we are going to raise up the tokens there. I'm not going to worry too much about grabbing the greens. I'm not necessarily trying to win here. These will go away. These will go away. And then from here, it goes back to the AI. So from here, we reveal the AI behavior card. So it's going to be Rampage. So again, we've not yet flipped a character on this AI turn. So we flip over Rampage. In this mode, he has Pierce 3, and he has another ability, which I'll show in just a second. From there, he's not yet revealed a battle card. So we reveal one, and we play on him if we can. So Rampage also has a Combat Dagger. And from there, he's going to attack an eligible enemy character at random. So here, Rampage is supposed to be kind of like unpredictable and sort of like hyperactive, so you can't control where he goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a die, and on an even number tracks, odd number prowl. So I think I said even number tracks, so on to tracks. And so here, when Rampage attacks, reveal the top card of your battle deck. And by that, I mean the AI battle deck. For each battle icon it has, your opponent chooses one of their characters and does 1 damage to it. So here we have 2 icons. So it's going to be an Echoes back on top. We're going to put 1 on the tracks, and we're going to put 1 on the Wheeljack. Okay, and from here, Rampage is going to be tapped, and he's going to flip 1, 2, and then we have bold 1, and then we have a white pip. So it's going to be 4, and then he's going to have Pierce 3 built in, Pierce 4 with the black, and then Trax defends, not that it matters. And Trax is going to take 4 damage. So 1 becomes 5. So here, these go away, and that goes there. Okay. From here, it goes back to me, and I'm hoping to get an untap. I have not gotten an untap. So let's begin by... Well, let's do this. We're going to play Confidence here, so I draw 2 cards, 1 and 2. And then from there, I have to scrap 2 cards from my hand. We will get rid of PTT, and we will get rid of Erratic Lightning. Okay, from there, probably should have done the upgrade first to fish a little bit more. I can play another action. We'll do Supercharge, and then our upgrade is going to be Force Field. And I've upgraded a car, so I get to draw a card, and then I get to scrap a card, and then from there we are going to flip Wheeljack over. And I think that what I need to do here is I think I need to get Tantrum off of the field. So to be honest, I didn't even really have to play that Supercharge. So let me actually take that back. So I don't have to play an action. We'll just keep Confidence, and that's it. I want the Force Field because I have 3 characters that are about to attack, and a lot of them will probably end up wanting to fight Wheeljack. So anyway, from here, Wheeljack is going to have to go for Tantrum just because he gets scary once he's got some damage on him. So Wheeljack is going to flip 1, 2, and then we definitely have weapons in the scrap, so we get bowl 3, 1, 2, 3, and the white pip. Bop and bop. Okay, so we have 5, 6, 7, 8 is what we have there. Tantrum is going to flip for defense. He's going to flip 1. He's going to flip 2. Okay, so we had 8, 5, 6, 7, 8 minus 2 is 6. That is going to KO Tantrum. So a few things happen here. So a Predacon is KO'd. So because of that, we add 2 tokens to the Hunt token tracker. So they're at 4 now. Let me kind of clean up the board a little bit before I KO Tantrum. Confidence too. Okay. Okay, and so from here, so Tantrum has Revenge. So when he dies, deal 1 damage to each character. So that's Predacon's 2. So Headstrong goes from 1 damage to 2 damage. Dive Bomb gets 1. Razor Claw gets 1, and Rampage gets 1. And then Autobots, of course, get it as well. So 4 on the Prowl. We've got 6 on Tracks, and then we have 2 on Wheeljack. Okay, we've added the Hunt tokens, and from here, the AI is going to go. Now, this is actually a really good illustration. So here, we are going to reveal Headstrong, right? So the AI has not yet flipped a character yet this turn. So we flip Headstrong to his other mode. From there, if the AI has not yet revealed a battle card this turn, play or reveal and play it on the Headstrong. So Calculated Strike is going to go onto Headstrong, gives him +2 attack and Pierce 2. And then from there, he's going to want to go for the character with the highest attack. So because of that, we've got Tracks at 5, we have Wheeljack at 5. From there, they go for highest health, 13, 13. Highest stars, both of these guys are 9, so it's a complete tie. So at this point, same thing. Well, let me leave that there. Let me use this. So we're going to say odd, Tracks, even, Wheeljack. So Wheeljack is going to face the attack from Headstrong. Okay, so Headstrong is going to tap. So his ability is not going to come into play. We don't have to worry about that right now. He's attacking Wheeljack. He flips 1. He flips 2. Wheeljack is going to defend. Flip 1. Flip 2. So these don't matter for defense. I'm defending for 1. He is going to hit for 3. +2 from this is 5. 6. And then so 6. Pierce 2. But 6 minus 1 is 5. The force field is going to kick in. Wheeljack is going to take 4, so he's going to be at 6. Okay. So I'll leave that there for now. Now here, the AI is going to keep going, right? But because of that, these cards just matter for the order now. So here, the AI has already flipped a character, so Razor Claw is not going to flip. They've already revealed and played a battle card. We're not going to do that. And then he's going to go for this here. So highest star, and again, these two guys are tied, right? So highest star, highest attack, and highest heart, because they're both tied for that. Odds, evens. Oh, let me keep this on 4. So I roll. So Wheeljack again. So Razor Claw is going to flip, and he is able to attack untapped characters, but that does not matter right now. Get those out the way for now. I know it's not how we're supposed to play, but it's okay. 1, 2. He's got bold 1 in alt mode. So he's going to be hitting for 5 pierce 1. Wheeljack is going to defend, and we're going to flip 1, 2. So 2, 5. So Wheeljack is going to take 3. He is going to be at 9. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Let me get these out of the way. And our last character is going to be Dive Bomb. And again, we've already flipped. We've already done a battle card, so he's just going to tap. When he attacks, your opponent chooses one of their upgrades and scraps it. I don't have any, so it's not going to take effect. So Dive Bomb is going to come in, and his targeting priority is going to be lowest defense first. So again, we're tied here, and then lowest health and lowest stars. Maybe I shouldn't have chosen 2 characters with the exact same. So because everything is tied, we are going to roll odds, evens. Wheeljack, poor Wheeljack is going to get hit again. So Dive Bomb comes in, 1, 2, white pip, 3, 4, and then Wheeljack defends, 1 and 2. So Wheeljack has 1 defense. Dive Bomb is hitting for 4 pierce 2. He's going to do 3. I'm going to be at 12 damage. Wheeljack is barely hanging on there. Okay. So here we are going to untap. Okay, and let me just rearrange damage tokens. Sorry, this does get a little bit kind of, especially when I'm trying to not bump the camera, slightly awkward. We'll space these guys out a little bit here. I'm hoping I get to combine here. Okay, so from here, the other thing that you're going to want to do is you are going to want to shuffle these. Now, what you can do is, because we have lost Tantrum, like he's not going to be able to activate, you can just get rid of that behavior card before you shuffle. It just makes things easier. Okay. That's set. So they went last. So now it's going to be my turn. Let me get this stuff out of the way. I'm going to draw. Okay. So let's see here. I need to go for Headstrong. I've got no other choice but to go for Headstrong. So let's do this. We are going to... Let's flip Prowl over into car mode, so all cars get bold 2. For right now, that's just him. We are going to supercharge Prowl. We are also going to grenade launch Prowl. So Prowl is going to go into Headstrong. Now, in this mode here, when he is defending Headstrong, deal 1 damage to the attacker. So 4 is going to become 5. And so Prowl is going to flip. We're also going to have bold 5 as well between his flip and also the supercharge 2. So there's that. And then 1, 2, 3. We have a white pip. Bop, bop. Not the best Prowl. And then Headstrong is going to defend 1, 2. So he's defending for 5, and then we have 3 plus 4 is 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. I was really hoping to knock Headstrong out there. It's not going to happen though. So 6, 7 if I did my math correctly. Because Headstrong survived that attack, the count goes up to 5 for the hunt tokens there. So we're not yet where anything cool starts to happen. Get rid of these cards. We will put them over here. From here, let me get rid of these. Let's see who's going to activate our boy Headstrong. So we're going to flip him back into Rhino mode. He's got no special effects there, but you just kind of, the flipping makes things a little bit more interesting here. We reveal a card, fight for position. It gets played onto Headstrong. So Headstrong, there's only one valid target for him because he cannot attack untapped characters. So he's going to go for the highest attack and then highest health and then highest star, but Prowl is, the only available one anyway. So Headstrong is going to flip, and then he's going to attack for 1, 2, and bowl 2. 1, 2, and a white pip. 3, 4. Okay, so he has 3, 4, 5, 6 attack. Prowl is going to defend for 1, 2. He's going to get no additional bonuses. So I think we said 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, minus 2. Prowl is going to take 4 damage, which is going to be enough to KO Prowl. And because Prowl is KO'd, the Hunt Tracker is going to go up by 2, KO'd an Autobot. So we are going to be at 7 there. The Predacons are now going to get scary because now they are going to be able to play 2 battle cards on their turn. These are going to go away. Let's put that over there. And then from here, I will draw for my turn. Okay, let's begin by playing, let's do work overtime. So we draw 1, 2, 3. So we've got some choices here. Let's do this. So although the grenade launcher would be fun, I do want to make tracks a targeting priority. Otherwise, Wheeljack is going to be dead. He might still be dead because there are some direct damage effects here, but we'll see how things go. Let's do... we shouldn't need to work too hard to kill Headstrong. So let's flip Wheeljack. And let's do that. So bop, bop, bop. Okay. And then from there, we will do Erratic Lightning on the tracks. Okay, so tracks is going to go for Headstrong, no special effects here. And let's tap so that we are tapped. So we flip 1, 2. Okay, pretty decent there. And then for defense, Headstrong is going to flip 1, 2. We have a white pip. 3, I have to shuffle. So because I'm shuffling the Predacon battle deck, they are going to get another 2. So they are now at 9. So they are close to combining, which is good. In fact, they're going to probably combine the next turn, which is good. I wanted to have a combination on camera here. Okay, so one more. Boom. So we have 3, 4, 5 as the defense. We have 8, 9, 10. So he would take 5, which is going to be enough to get the kill. So Headstrong is dead. And then on top of that, we would go over 10. That's okay. No big deal. I'm going to put that on the side for now. These will go away. This will go away. This will also go over here. Okay, so at this point, what's going to happen is goes over to the AI. Okay, so now at this point, the Predacons are going to be able to do 2 cards on their turn. It's going to be built into Predaking's AI behavior card. For some reason, like I just forgot to print one, but his targeting priority is going to be the same as Razor Claw, so I'm going to use his. So here, Predaking is going to come into play with, we've got 2 Predacons totally dead. That's 20. He's going to come in with 23 damage on him. Let me just get that ready very quickly here. We'll go for the 3. And then that's 6, 6, 6 is 18. To make it 23, we make this a 5 if my math is correct. Okay, so I can basically tell you that the Autobots will not be winning this game. So we combine into Predacon. I can get rid of the Predacons. And then like a normal combiner, you can bring in 1 armor, 1 weapon, and 1 utility. This Predacon does not have the multiple weapon slots. I'm going to get him a little bit more front and center here. He's going to have the combat dagger. He's got the 23 damage on him over here. Okay, so it is going to be Predacon's turn. And for the heck of it, let me just get Razor Claw to be able to get the correct targeting priority. Okay, so actually, he might just wipe my team right here. On Predacon's turn, he can't flip, so he's going to reveal a battle card. Steady Shot, he gets +2. And then he's going to reveal a second one for a force field. So, yikes. Talk about like insult to injury. Okay. So, for Razor Claw, his priority is going to be high star value. They're both equal, but again, Trax is the only valid target anyway. Highest attack. If Wheeljack was tapped, well, actually, he's a 5 anyway. So you do want to kind of think about that. You want to think another reason to consider changing modes is to try to figure out targeting priority. Okay, so Predacon is going to go for poor Trax here. So I'm going to have, he's got built-in bowl 2. So we flip 1, 2, and then bowl 2, 1, 2, and then the white pip, 1, 2. Okay, so we have, oh, sorry, we didn't do the combat dagger. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 more. Okay, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Poor Trax. Trax is going to try in vain to defend. He's not going to. So 12 minus 1 is 11. 11 gets the kill. And then when Predacon does more than enough damage to KO an enemy, I have to do 3 damage to another enemy, or another character, sorry. So Wheeljack also dies. So cars so far have been one of my like closer abilities to get Predacon dead, but that does require me to get the untaps, which I saw none of this turn. I also have some supporting fires in here as well, and that's also pretty helpful. Because what you can do is you can try to kill a Predacon before it attacks. So again, I do think that this is a little bit challenging, and I'm curious to see if people try this out, what they come up with in order to try to beat the Predacons. So again, this is an initial version. There will be tweaks, and I'm hoping to, in future scenarios, make it a little bit more, don't use the word complicated, but make it a little bit more, more than just a typical like deathmatch. You're not just trying to kill or be killed. So I appreciate you taking your time. Again, the links to print this stuff out to try it will be in the description. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Oh, before I forget, and I'm sure that I've lost most of you by now because this has gone on for a while. So in order to try to get some feedback, what I'm going to offer as a random draw prize for people who do give me feedback, and each time you enter a session into the form, which is going to be a Google form to fill out, you will be entered 1 time. So if you do 5 different sessions, you've got 5 entries into it. I'll randomly figure out a winner. I don't know, maybe like a month or so. So I had this playmat printed up even before the TCG came out. Like this was, I was using this for my Star Wars LCG playmat back in the day. But obviously I've got a number of rec and rule playmats now. And beyond that, I don't really have time to play or the ability to play because of COVID. So I figured that it's better to get this out there somewhere. This is, of course, the iconic scene in More Than Meets the Eye when Overlord takes on the crew of the Lost Light. Completely unofficial. I was able to just print this out on my own. But again, hopefully somebody out there can get enjoyment from it. I will also hopefully have some other prizes that I can also offer. But that does depend a little bit upon how many people decide to try this out and give feedback for it. Again, guys, thank you. Thank you for listening to my rambling, and I hope that you have a great day.